All right, ladies and gentlemen, Lena Dolly Malina. Guys, I'm so cute, darling. I'm so cute. I'm so cute. All right, anyway, totally enjoyed the show, guys. All right, guys, what I want to say here, darling, is this, darling. I want to say that, being a YouTuber or TikToker, people really have a hard time with it sometimes. And you really, for me, it just baffles me, right? Like, it's like when famous people get famous, right? They don't know what it's like till they get famous, and then they're like, oh my God, like I had no idea this came along with this whole fame thing. I thought, I just coast through. For me, I'm the type of person that's like, I had a good childhood. I really feel really good, right? So then I'm like going through life and I'm like, hey, this YouTube thing could be good. This TikTok thing could be good. And to see all the way people treat you, I just never really noticed that that would happen. I really felt, be an easy ride. I would just do my thing, get paid and do well. I'm not even getting paid yet and I'm dealing with this, right? But we all have to deal with what we deal with, right? I'd rather be doing this than be a construction worker that gets praised and doesn't get any. And construction workers, people all over the world deal with negativity, right? So it's not like I'd rather be doing what I'm doing now and deal with negativity than doing anything else. But the funny thing is, I remember at a time when I was like not really. When people notice you're good looking, they do the same things, right? Like, or whatever. You might have some intelligence thing, or you might become a doctor, or you might become a lawyer, and people have a hard time with you, right? So it's not like you are, immune to this, even if you're not a YouTuber or TikToker. People just don't like people that are getting ahead. Now you're wondering, well, it's positive, it's great, it's beautiful, it's wonderful. Why are people not liking that? Because the majority of people are not as successful as those people, right? Like a lawyer makes way more money than almost everybody else, right? And a doctor makes almost way more money than everybody else. So, or like an engineer, or like a teacher even makes a lot of money, right? So we really, or like a firefighter, right? These people make a lot of money, or they have careers where they're really fit because of it, and so they do these things, and if you are in a career, you have to just deal with it, right? Like, if you're criminals and you're a lawyer and you're getting criminals saying negative things, when most of the time you don't care because they're obviously not successful. Not all of them. Not and you can't say every criminal is not successful, but some criminals are. But you think to yourself, these people don't matter because they're less significant than I am because I'm working hard and doing this, and they're this, right? But really, the majority of people, like the top 1% of the population, earns 477,000 a year. The top 1% of the population, which is very high. Which I don't know how that's possible, but so if you're below that, like let's say the bottom 25%, you're constantly going to say negative things about those people. You're constantly going to be upset. And your life might be hell. I mean, if you're in the bottom 25%, your life might be very hard to deal with. You might have a very hard life, right? So you might be very jealous. You might be very intensely jealous. You might be insanely jealous or whatever. And I'm not saying the people at the bottom 25% are always jealous. There are some people that surprise you, and there's a lot of people that are very talented and very good. Or they know their worth and they're going to get ahead. Or there's just people that are very nice, regardless of whether they're really poor or rich or not. But you just think to yourself, well, the bottom 25%. And it's not always the bottom 25%. I'm not making a bold statement on the bottom 25%. I'm not saying that people in any category could even be told that they do this. But, like I said, just because someone's in the bottom 25% of success doesn't mean they're not going to be in the top 1% next year, even, right? Anyway, I really think that, when you look at life and you see people that get treated badly, it's something that you just get surprised at. I really thought that I would really coast through it and do very, very well, and nobody would care, and nobody would do this and that. But people really got upset sometimes. And I think, part of it is because I'm super gorgeous and I talk about it all the time. And part of it is because I think the main thing is because I'm a YouTuber or TikToker. But really, like I said, there are some people that are overweight that get constantly criticized. I feel like I don't really get that much criticism. I mean, sometimes I do, but I just let it pass and I don't really worry about it because I'm super gorgeous and I love life and I'm really happy. So I don't think it's something that I really focus on. But some days I do focus on it, but other days I'm very good. But in general, I know my worth, right? So I'm really happy with that. But there's some people that are obese that are dealing with negativity and they're dealing with hard things, and they have a hard time. And being obese and being out of control weights, it's really tough on you. You really have a hard time. And the fact of the matter is you're not as healthy. You can't, if somebody's criticizing you, you have to just walk by them. And if you're not fast because maybe you can't handle it and you want to run away, you can't even run, right? You're just sitting there moving slowly, eating or whatever, you have a hard time, right? So, it's not fair. The world can be not fair, right? The world can be very difficult to deal with. And that's just how the world is, right? But if you want to get something of value or you want to be in a happy position, you have to really work towards your goals, and really, I find the thing that I find very odd about people being made fun of when they're overweight, is that they're already dealing with a lot. They can't really move fast to get away from the criticism. They can't really, they can't really, they suffer health issues too, right? So it's not like they're just like for me, if I get made fun of because I'm super good and people are jealous, I'm healthy, so it doesn't bother me. I can just skip past. But somebody that's very overweight might be very stressed and maybe they get a heart attack or something, right? There are some people that are overweight that are very, very healthy and they don't worry about these things and they're losing weight or they exercise or they just have good genes. But there are some people that have health issues, right? So if you're going to make fun of someone with health issues, that's really where you cross the line, right? Anyway, totally good by now.